How many hours a week? I think right now the party is in this massive rebuilding and that the chair of the party has to juggle so many priorities that I expect to put in 60 to 80 hours a week. I don't expect to have a life other than what the party needs for the next 2 years. Karl Rove targeted our state in the springtime of 2007 and he flipped us from blue to red for the bargain basement price of less than $100,000 per targeted race. He's so successful that he has already said that he is going to come back here in 2012. So we better be on our A game, and we've got to be working damn hard to do that. So 60 hours a week, totally dedicated. In terms of salary, I've put my consulting life on hold. I'm in a position in which I'm able to live off of my disability from the VA for the wounds that I sustained in Desert Storm. So I don't have to worry about how am I going to put my kid through college.
So was that a yes? No? Was that a yes or a no to salary?
No salary.
Thank you.
And
okay.
There's no salary in the budget.
Stephanie.
I'm willing to work full-time on this. I put my consulting practice on hold. I'm lucky enough to have a husband who's working, and so I'm committed to that. In terms of salary, I am not asking for salary. I do, however, with an asterisk, and maybe I'm not being clear about the way I'm answering it, but I do have some expenses with babysitting and various things, so that might be part of it, but no, I'm not going to be asking you for a big salary, and yes, I'm committed to this full-time every day. So.
Ben.
Won't require any salary. I do carry a private practice at my firm, but I'm willing to put in whatever hours it needs. I mean, my employer was actually the one who suggested that I think about running. My employer's been politically active in Maine for many, many years, probably 40 years, and they understand the jobs that it takes. And even part of my job now, we totaled up, I spent 400 or 500 hours on political legislative affairs just in this last year. So they're committed to making it work. I'm a plaintiff's attorney, so I'm not tied to the billable hour like some of our friends at defense firms. So my remuneration is not related to the amount of time I put in. So I'll write my briefs at night or something, but I will put as much time in as it needs. And my employer and my family are committed to making that work, and no salary.
And John.
Yes. Well, I guess I part company with my colleagues here. I just need to tell you that I've been trying to retire now since 2005. When I did retire from the University of Maine, the next day I was working for the Maine State Building and Construction Trades Council. I didn't get a huge salary from them, and it was kind of understood, but they did cover all my expenses. Whenever I had to travel and stay over and all that, they covered expenses. And to be honest, I would expect that you would do that for whomever is the chair. Expenses seem to me to be part and parcel of keeping the party going. As far as the salary goes, I've worked with the building trades on a stipend, which is not exactly salary. It's more like a 1099 kind of thing. Although for a while I was on a regular salary, but as the recession came and we lost more and more people working in the industry, the money kept going down and down. So I just collected a stipend when I actually represented them in hearings or before the legislature, or in negotiating project labor agreements with various contractors in the state of Maine. So I guess to sum it up, expenses are needed. I cannot subsidize and do the kinds of things I'm talking about by covering the expenses myself. I just cannot do it, to be honest with you. As far as the salary, I think some kind of arrangement could be worked out, very modest. I do get a retirement income, and I am on Social Security. But nonetheless, you know, there are other things. You get exact expenses. The truth of the matter is it costs far more when you're traveling than what you get reimbursed.
Hours?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, as a retired guy, I've got plenty of time. I don't think, I'm a union guy, so I don't think expecting somebody to work 80 hours a week is fair. It causes burnout, and that's not good for the person in the job, and it certainly isn't good for the organization they're representing.